Hello guys, how are you doing? It's your homeboy Guy. Maganda upon everyone. It doesn't mean sauce your dog, but good afternoon in Tagalog. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope everybody's doing fine. Myself, I'm perfectly fine. This video is just a response to a question that I got on the previous video that I've shared like 2 days ago. For those who didn't watch that video, if you go back, I was just sharing 4 things that I believe it's necessary in 2025 if you're planning to enter the Philippines. And below that video in the comment, I got a question, and I'm going to read that question right away so that you are all on the same page. I got a question that was asking, okay, the question was why the immigration is so complicating, why the immigration is complicating the extension of a visa for foreigner. They even refuse to give visa. So I assume that the person who is talking right now is probably already in the Philippines, because she's mentioning about extension. So you can only extend if you have been already in the Philippines. So yeah, in a certain extent, my previous video was not answering this question, because my previous video was more on people entering the Philippines for the first time. So this situation is someone already in the Philippines and wondering why the immigration is denying the visa or do not want to extend her visa or his visa. And actually I think it's someone who's usually watching my video, because I already see this name a couple of times in the comment on my video. And yeah, thank you for asking that question, and thank you for keep watching. So what I'm going to tell you is that if you're looking at YouTube recently, or at least for the last year, a lot of people was, you know, having this sort of they call them the panic vlogger, if you can say it like that, you know, alerting people on how things has changed in the Philippines. Probably now to have a visa is more complicated, to enter the Philippines is more complicated, you cannot extend your visa anymore. I also receive tons of questions of people not yet in the Philippines but worrying already about how they are going to extend the tourist visa. Because actually, let's just make it clear, I'm talking specifically about tourist visa. So if you're holding a 9G visa, 13A visa and others type of visa, SR visa, this video is not for you. But if you have a question, leave it in comment. This is essentially for those who are holding a 9A visa, which is a tourist visa. Let's set the record straight. Philippines still extending massively tourist visa. Yes, Philippines still extending massively tourist visa, and you can have it done in any satellite branch around your area. When I say satellite branch here, it's all the other branch aside of the main office, which is in the Bureau of Immigration. At least when you're talking about Metro Manila, we have the Bureau of Immigration, which is located at Intramuros in the city of Manila. And we also have the satellite branch, which can be in any barangay near your area, or, you know, any city close to your area. So any satellite branch, normally, if you want to extend your tourist visa, you just have to proceed to one satellite branch and have your visa extend. Now, the truth is, yes, they have been a little bit regarding in terms of extending visa of tourists here, and fairly for many reasons that are pretty much fair. I think they decide now to, not that they don't extend anymore, that you just make sure that whenever you want to extend a tourist visa, it's really for a valid reason. I mean, it's really makes sense. You know, couple years ago, I know a lot of people who was able to extend the visa here in the Philippines for like 3 years. They were just under extension, and it has never been a real problem, right? As long as I think that in general, I'm not talking on behalf of the Bureau of Immigration, but that's just my personal thought. As long as they feel like the foreigner in general have a good behavior, and those people who are extending visa, they don't really hear any story behind that, you know, something bad happened or they're doing wrong in the country, it was pretty much easy to extend the tourist visa. But you know, recently, let's not lie about it, there was so much misbehavior from a lot of foreigners. And when you were checking, I mean, when they were checking, most of these foreigners was on the tourist visa. Again, I'm not speaking on the behalf of the immigration, but this is also what I've heard. Most of these foreigners was on the tourist visa, and Also, maintaining yourself on the tourist visa can easily allow people here to do a lot of things that are not okay or that are not good for the society, for the simple reason that once you are on the tourist visa, it's like, I'm not going to say that you have no record, but you know, you can leave the country at any time. You are like how to say that, you know, you are responsible of what you are doing, but it's like you are not under an association, you are not maybe under a company, you are not under anything that can pay in case of your misbehavior, right? Or in case you are doing something wrong. Many foreigners on the tourist visa here have been doing a lot of mess sometimes. Not that other foreigners are not doing, but most of the time the 9A foreigners are really doing a lot of mess. And I think with the time the government just realized that, yeah, maybe it's time for them to not deny the extension, but just make sure that the reason why you want to extend your visa is really a valid reason. When you take a look at it, if you come to the immigration office and then you say, I want to extend my tourist visa, and then you realize that you already extend your visa for maybe 1 year or above 1 year, and the reason that you have on your paper is always, I'm going to visit Boracay, I need to visit El Nido. Hey, it's been 1 year you have been in this country, and in 1 year, if you haven't visited Boracay, then probably you will not visit Boracay anymore, right? You will see someone extending the visa, and then after maybe 1.5 years, the reason that they're going to broach is that I want to visit Cebu. Okay, you have been here for more than 1 year and you haven't visited Cebu yet, so you know, maybe at certain point it's not Cebu that you want to visit anymore. You're just staying here and then you just decide to have Cebu as a reason that you want to extend your visa, and at the end of the day you just realize that they will deny your visa, right? But the next person beside you coming and saying that, okay, I want to visit Cebu, they will grant him a visa to visit Cebu. And it might sometimes be like, you know, you might think that it's subjective because it's case by case, right? It's case by case. But there's also appreciation from, I think, from the person who's supposed to extend your visa, right? They're going to appreciate the situation anyway, right? So it might be like, you might be frustrated, you come in and you say, I want to visit Cebu, or I want to go to Boracay, visit Boracay, that's why I want to extend my stay here in the Philippines. They say no, you have to exit and come back again. But the person next to you, or one of your friends who just arrived 2 months ago, they extend his visa and they allow him to visit Boracay. But if you look at it, you're in the country for 1 year, he's in the country for just 2 months. So, you know, in a certain point, you may understand that you haven't had a chance to visit that Boracay because of the length of his stay. But for you, 1 year, you may think of another reason. So you can get a lot of cases like that. You can get 1,000 of cases like that where there is a lot of foreigner always asking extension of visa, but when you're looking at the reason are not really valid, or it doesn't really make sense with the length of stay that they already had in the Philippines here. But definitely, to answer your question, at least on my point of view, I have a couple kids that I extend the visa. I used to extend the visa because right now they are not under tourist visa anymore. I have some friends who extend visa of their relative. Even myself, I had extend visa of my relative for a couple months already, but right now she's not anymore on the tourist visa. But I have never had any problem or question. It's more on, you go to the Satellite Bureau of Immigration, there is a form there that you have to fill up. You fill up the form and then you can have it express, or if you don't want to have it expressed, like within the 1 hour they will deliver your visa. You'll probably come back after a couple days and then have your visa on your passport. Also, I think also it depends on the country where you're coming from. But I'm not going to brag, my country is not so, I mean, when it comes to passport, powerful passport, my country is not on the top of the list, right? So I think if they extend my visa, it's just, or the visa of my relative is basically based on the information that I give to them and, you know, the appreciation of the situation. Also, you know, maybe we don't talk about it enough, but there are some countries that are coming in the Philippines here, but they don't do tourist at all. They don't do tourism at all. Seriously. I mean, immigration have the data. They are having a data. They're checking stuff, right? They are observing. They are probably in relation with the Department of Tourism and stuff like that. a lot of countries that are coming in the Philippines here, when you go to the beach, you know, to some island and stuff like that, you barely see them. But there are a lot in this country. There are a lot. And you know, at a certain point, all this can contribute to the fact that when you are asking an extension, for you specifically, it will be denied, but for another person, it will be accepted. So I think the reputation of your country, it's playing also a big role, because that's also something that we don't know sometimes. But before looking at you as an individual, we can also look you holistically as a country, right? If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 persons from this country are having a misbehavior, at a certain point, even though we don't want to generalize, you know, the countries might have some label, and then at a certain point, it's not going to be easy for you guys to obtain some favor or, you know, some services from the Bureau of Immigration. But again, I think fairly people should not be, you know, alert like, oh, there is no more extension, it's now difficult to have your visa extend. I think until now, you can have your visa extend for 1 year without, I mean, not 1 year straight, but you can probably go to the immigration after every 2 months, have your visa extend up to 1 year. Now, above 1 year, then you may really have to think of a good reason why you still want to extend your visa, because yeah, fairly after 1 year, hey, come on. If you're just a tourist, you are supposed to already have seen everything that you want to see, right? And I think there was a note from the Bureau of Immigration who reiterated that to all the employees, that make sure that if somebody come to extend your his tourist visa, you really clearly check everything if it makes sense before giving any extension. So there is no more, I need to extend my visa, signature, okay, it's done, just pay the fee and then it's done. No. It's true that when you come, you can extend your visa directly for 6 months, so you don't have to maybe come back several times and then, you know, mitigate the risk of denial. But also, to have your visa extend for 6 months, you need a little bit more money, because it costs more than just extending for 2 months. And still, even when you're asking an extension for 6 months, there should also be a good reason why you want to extend for 6 months, right? But aside of that, you should not be worried too much if you want to extend your visa, and then at least you're still within like 6 months, less than 6 months, or even less than a year. Shouldn't be so complicated. Just proceed to any satellite office, fill up the form, and then ask the extension to be done. State the reason. Maybe you want to visit the place, maybe you want to extend time with your relative and stuff like that. And I think fairly, if there is nothing that is, you know, flag or suspicious, you will have your visa extend. I know people that have extended their visa for 2 years without never exiting the country, right? So yeah. And also, you guys as foreigner in general, make sure that you're having a good behavior. You know, it's good for everyone, right? Especially those under tourists. Not that other people should not have it, but especially those tourists, because when you see people fighting, drinking in the bar and stuff like that, yes, there is a lot of people having 9G and stuff like that also involved in this kind of stuff. But tourists here, when they know that they're just here for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, they didn't invest that much in the country, you know, it's easy for them to go out of the road and start doing a lot of misbehavior. And once they leave the country, the image stay on the Bureau of Immigration. The next one that's come after them, you may pay the price, right? And yeah, so that's what I wanted to share with you. I don't think as of today that there is still a problem to extend your visa. I'm not sure exactly why they have denied your visa. Maybe you can share the reason. Maybe you can tell why your visa was denied, or if you're already in the Philippines, what kind of visa you wanted to extend, because here I'm just talking about the 9A visa. And yeah, if I have some answer, if people here have answered, they're going to let you know, or they're going to comment also below. So other foreigner watching this video, let me know if you have any challenge to extend your visa, or if it's just me who's having that perception, or if the comment that has been done about the difficulty of extending the visa is really true. Share in comment, let us know. Keep watching, keep liking, keep sharing. Take good care of yourself. Bibala.